Good evening, Roehampton Club. This is Sue with another 45 minutes Pilates class. Tonight you need a block, a cushion from the sofa, and a long stretch band, please. And then let's start straight away. Let's get up. Step behind your mats. Make sure that you're in a safe space. And then lengthen your spine as long as you can go. Really keeping the arms beside you. And then start with big shoulder rolls backwards. Breathe out as you're doing this. Just rolling through those shoulders. Good, and then at the elbows. Big elbow rolls. Again, focusing on going backwards. Good, and then we're going to add the arms. So it's a full length. And you're going behind your body as you're doing this. Nice and big. Make sure you're breathing. Don't hold your breath. You've got 3, 2, and a 1. Wonderful. Chin to chest. Roll it down into a back warmer. Lean forward. Feel the stretch along the back line of your legs. Exhale to come back to the top. Then bring the arms up to the ears. And lift your breastbone up to stretch out your tummy muscles. Keeping the core engaged, please. So make sure the hips are facing forward. The tail is lengthened and slightly tucked in. The belly button is pulled in and the pelvic floor is lifted. And again, bring it up. And extend. One more time, please. Deepest one, so go a little bit deeper into that stretch. Back to the top when you're ready. Arms up to the ears, palms facing forward, and stretch it out. Wonderful. Good, we're now going to grab the band. If you haven't got a band, you can just hold a belt, for example, or a towel. That works too. So at the moment, we don't want to pull on the stretch band. We are just holding it taut. Keep it in line with your nipples. We're going to take it down into a squat and come back up again. Down into a squat and come back up. Good. We're now going to go down into a squat and lift the band over the crown of your head. Breathe out when you do this. Let's go again. Take it down. Inhale and exhale to lift. Good. Keep going. Breathe out as you lift up. A couple more times. Last one. Beautiful. Good. We're now going to hold it above the head and do a gentle side bend. Breathe out. And back to the center. Come back in. Over to the other side and extend to the side. Good. Back down into the squat. So bring the arms forward once more. Take it down. Come on up overhead. And extend to one side. Breathe out. Inhale back to the center. And over to the other side. Keep the same amount of weight on both of your feet. Try to find a stretch in your waist. Take it down. Come on up. And we're doing it again. Stretch to the side. Back to the center. Try to keep your head in the middle of your band. That's it. Bring the band forward. Let's go one more time. Take it down. Lift up overhead. Make sure the core is engaged. Breathe out. In back to the center and out and in back to the center, and then bring those arms down. Couple of loosening here. Good. I'm going to stand sideways. You can stay facing forward. You're going to have your feet about shoulder width apart, so quite fairly wide. Step forward with one foot and keep the back heel lifted. You're now going to bring the band forward again. Draw the belly button in, tuck the tail in, and push the hips forward. Good. You're not really going down into a knee bend. Keep the knees fairly long. We're now going to rotate one way. Breathe out. Inhale back to the center, and then you rotate over to the other side. Back to the center. Now, without dragging your feet, you're going to step back. Good. Let's do the other side. Step forward. Tuck your tail in. And rotate one way. Make sure you keep that balance. Inhale back to the center. And exhale over to the other side. You'll find one side is harder to keep the balance. One side is easier. And step back. Let's do it again. Step forward, nice and wide. Tuck your tail in. Feel the stretch opening up the front of your thigh. Once to the side. Twice to the side. Good. Now bring it back to the forward. Don't step back. We're now going to lift the band overhead. Tuck your tail in a little bit more and then lean back just a touch to open up the front of your hip a tad more. And then bring the band forward and step back. One more time on the other side. So step forward, tuck your tail in. Keep the spine lengthened. One rotation. Keep your balance. Over to the other side. Back to the center, hold. And now up you go. And then lift your breastbone up to lengthen the front of your thigh. And you should feel that stretch in your hip flexors increase the front of your hip. And then bring the arms forward and step back. Fantastic. Bring the arms to your side. Perfect. Okay, drop the band for now. Hands on hips. We're going to start off by simply finding our balance with a slow march, just to get used to it, so the brain gets used to lifting one leg up. Of course, if you're feeling a little bit wobbly today, then you don't need to lift it very high up. You can just keep it a little bit lower. Good. We're going to hold it lifted next. So hold the leg lifted. We're now going to go into round hip circles, pulling the knee up as far as we can. So if you're struggling a little bit and you're feeling insecure, then go and hold on with one or two fingers to your wall or a chair or a cupboard. Change direction, go the other way. Make it as big as you can, mobilizing those hips. Standing leg is nicely engaged. One more. Beautiful. And place that leg down. Go back into your marches. One more on the other side. You should now be on that side you haven't done yet. And then you start your big circular movement on this side. Don't go too fast. Try to lift it above the hip. Breathe out. One more in this direction. And now swap the direction. Go the other way. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and 1. Fantastic. Widen your legs so you're nice and comfortable. Interlace your fingers. I'm going to stay sideways so you can see it a little bit better. Bring the arms forward nice and long. We're now going to round our upper back and allow the shoulder blades to move forward. We're then going to let go of our fingers. We're going to turn the palms and we're going to pull our thumbs to the back of the room. So you're opening up your chest as wide as you can. Yeah, make sure the back doesn't arch. Let's go again. Interlace those fingers, lean back. Open up, stretch out the chest. Tucking the tail in, pulling those thumbs back as far as you can, feeling a stretch in the chest. One more time. Bring it forward. And open up. Hold and breathe for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And bring the arms to your side. Wonderful. We're ready for the floor. So I need to quickly change my screen around a little bit. You can come down on all fours and start your cat-cow. So on all fours, cat-cow. Also need to just get rid of the sunshine a little bit, even though I love it, but otherwise you can't see me properly. Okay, I can come even closer, I reckon. Down on all fours, please. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're mobilizing the spine. Couple more, please. Last one. Lengthen your spine, lift the back of your head up. Thread the needle. Look over the shoulder as you glide your fingertips underneath the armpit away. Then inhale, exhale to lift the arm up and really trying to find the length in your spine. Place the hand down and then think about your posture again before you initiate the next repetition. So always, always, always have a little break when you're on all fours and think about that posture. I know it's difficult because you don't have a mirror to actually see yourself, but try to do it by just experience, really. Quite a lot of the time, shoulders need to come further down, back of the head needs to be lifted more. What you're looking for here is a stretch, a movement in the rib cage. One more on each side, please. Always check the posture. Excellent. Good. Okay, we're now going to grab the band. Listen, if you haven't got a band, just do the movement without the band. We are now going to strap. If you have a choice between a light band and a heavy band, go light rather than heavy for this exercise. And the band needs to have a good length as well. So we're going to take our band and we're going to strap it around one of our feet. So I've got the band around one of my feet. And I've got the band underneath my palms as well. So the band goes around the bottom of my foot and is underneath my palms. And it's already taut and I haven't done anything. You need to engage your core quite strongly before you push your heel backwards to lengthen that band. Keep both sides of your waist long. Keep your breastbone lifted and then inhale, take it down. Hover that knee over the floor and off we go again. Extend. Try to breathe out on that extension. And breathe out. And don't forget, if your band isn't long enough, then just do the movement without the band. Still a good exercise. 2 more. The last one, and on that last one, we're going to hold. So extend and hold. And really lengthen your spine, lengthen your leg for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And bring the knee down and come on up onto your knees. Shake out those shoulders. Good. And now let's do the other side. Same thing, other side. Make sure you're in a beautiful 4-point kneeling position. Engage the core, lift the back of the head up and extend the heel. And bring it back down again. Here we go again. Extend the heel backwards. And come back down again. Keep the back of the head lifted. I just have to self-correct myself. And back in. You've got 2 more. You've got 1 more. We're going to hold it in that extension and lift and hold. Press that breastbone away from the floor for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Good job. Okay, let's go on to our backs. If you can, the head is flat on the floor. Pelvic tilts. Breathe out to tilt. Breathe in to reverse. You want to lift up the pelvic floor, then you draw the belly button in, and then you tilt the 2 hip bones towards you as you pull in and upwards from the pelvic floor. You're gently touching the floor with your lower back. Don't press the lower back down, as gently as possible. However, internally, you're really holding on tight. Don't forget to breathe. Let's go all the way to the top. So make sure you're correctly engaged. And then as the hips lift, you press the feet into the floor. Bring it all the way up. Chin comes forward. Shoulders are firmly pushing down. So the ones that are working on posture, make sure the shoulders are down. Feel how you're pulling them down. And then exhale to come back down again, bone by bone. All the way into neutral without the shoulders lifting. And we're going again. Clench your bottom. And then bring it back down again. Third and last one like this. Inhale deeply. Exhale to tilt and lift. Chin forward. Inhale at the top. And exhale to bring it back down again. Good job. All right. We're now going to make it a little bit more challenging. So if you ran into troubles, say your back was really tight, I recommend you just carry on doing what we've just done. But if you can, grab your block and place the block underneath your right foot. Your feet are hip width apart. Arms are alongside you. You're now going to imprint your lower back. So your lower back sits flat on the floor. The 2 hip bones are pulled towards your rib cage. Come on up, straight line up. So you're not rolling bone by bone, and you're shifting your weight into the right foot, into the block. The left foot sits gently on the floor. And then come down again with a flat back. Let's do it again. Lift up, shift your weight into the right side. And then back down again. Make sure if you feel this in your hamstrings, the back of your thighs, that you pull the block a touch closer to you. That will help. And also make sure that you're perfectly engaged. If you want to make it harder, what you can do is once you get to the top, you take another deep breath in, and then you lift the heel of the left foot up. So there is more weight going into the right side. And then press the heel back down and bring the hips back down. If you want to make it harder from here, you do the same thing. Come up, hold, and instead of lifting the heel up, you're going to extend the foot forward without the left hip dropping. And then place your left foot back down again. Come back down. Let's do 4 more. Come on up. And then exhale to extend the leg or lift the heel. And back down again. Two more times. Make sure the shoulders are engaged. Last one. And extend. Beautiful. All right. Bring it back down again and pull the knees to the chest. Just give yourself a little bit of a rock. Little tiny bit of a rock. That's it. Keep going with that. Okay, we need to do the other side. So move the block over to the left side and place your left foot onto the block. Perfect. Arms alongside you. Don't go into the leg extension straight away. Let's do it nice and slowly. So deeply engage your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, imprint your lower back. We're going to go up and down with both feet on the floor. Up and just feel how you're opening the front of your hip, particularly the left side. And then bring it back down again. And again, lift. Strong breath. Back down again. We're now going to lift and hold. And if you want, you lift the right heel up. Press it back down. Bring the hips back down. Let's go again. Lift the hips up. Right heel up. Right heel down. Back onto the floor. If you want more, bring it up. Make sure the two hip bones are pulling towards you. Extend the right leg in line with the left side. Bring the right leg back down. And neutral spine back on the floor. Let's go again. Push. Extend on the exhale. Feet back down. Hips back down. 2 more times. Lift. Extend. Feet back down. Hips back down. You've got one more. And lift. Extend. Feet back down. And hips back down. And then pull your knees to your chest. Well done. A little bit of a rock. Good. And then place the block next to you on the floor. Bring your arms into a T position. Super glue your thighs together and go from side to side in our twist stretch. So the feet are super glued, your thighs are super glued, and you're moving from side to side. If you have one side that is much tighter than the other side and you would like to go just onto that side or maybe twice on that side, once on the other side, then please do that. Another thing you can do if you want an increased stretch is you come to the side, then you take another breath, and on the second exhale, you're going to extend the foot, the top foot forward. And then an extra weight will pull you into a slightly deeper stretch. All of that is optional. And really what we're hoping here is for an increased range of motion with each one that we do, without forcing. Couple more, please. Last one. And bring it back to the center. Good. Place your arms alongside you. Widen your legs into hip width. You're going to do 2 pelvic tilts. And on the second pelvic tilt, I want a neutral spine with an engaged core. So neutral spine is when the hips are facing up to the ceiling, but you've got the natural curve underneath the lower back. And then pull the pelvic floor up and draw the belly button in. Pull your right leg to the chest and then extend it up to the ceiling. Really nice and long so the knee doesn't bend. Good, we're now going to drop this long leg down onto the floor, except I have got the sofa in the way. So drop the long leg down and then flex your foot at the bottom and pull it up with a flexed foot. And really feel that stretch along the back side of your leg. Then point your toe again. Bring the leg down, flex your foot and pull it back up again. Don't forget you are engaged and you really, really must try not to bend your knee. You're breathing out as you lift. And what you're doing here is an active stretch into the calf and the hamstring. Breathe out as you pull that leg a little bit closer to you with each one that you do. You might find that your leg is shimmering a little bit, so a little bit of a shake. Allow that to happen, that's fine. Good. Do not forget to engage the core gently to support the movement. I'd like you to do one more. Breathe out on the way up. Good job. All right, now we're still working on the right leg. You're going to take your band and you're going to strap your right leg into the band. Hold the band right at the end of its length. Flex your foot and pull the elbows into the ground. Good. You're now going to engage the core and then you're going to extend the left leg. So lengthen the left leg away so that the knee pulls into the ground. Fabulous. So in this position, you should feel a gentle stretch along the back side of your leg and calf. We're now going to lift the outside rim. So we're going to lift the little toe up to the ceiling sideways. And that should open up your ankle. And then you're going to bring this leg gently over the midline. Don't go too fast. If you're in a fairly tight hamstring stretch, you're going to feel that stretch, that outer thigh stretch, pretty quickly. And then bring the foot back to the center. Turn the sole of your foot up to the ceiling. And then rotate the foot out so your toe are facing outwards. And then you're going to drop the leg into a groin stretch. That's it. If you're struggling a little bit with this whole thing, then cross your band over once to see whether that gives you more grip. And then do it again. Lift the outside of your foot up, or the little toe, lift it up, and then bring it over the midline. Make sure it doesn't take your breath away. Back over the hip, turn the foot out, so toe down, heel up, find the groin stretch. And again, with each one that you do, you're trying to go a little bit deeper into these stretches, over the midline. Back to the center, into the groin. Opposite leg is long, core is engaged. One more time, over the midline. And out to the side. Turn your heel up, toe down, groin, inner thigh. Nice. And then come back, please. Good. Take the band off your leg. Before we do the other side, let's do a quick core engagement exercise. So you're going to do 2 pelvic tilts. On the second pelvic tilt, we're going to imprint the lower back. So the lower back sits flat on the floor. Then we're going to lift one leg up into tabletop, followed by the second leg without there being any twitching in our hips. Then we're going to interlace our hands behind our head. And then we're going to do a few abdominal flexions. So pull the rib cage to the hips and back down again. If you've got neck injuries or osteoporosis, then just hold the tabletop leg and imprint your lower back. We're now going to hold the head lifted. And now we're going to start tapping the toes onto the floor. And you're not pulling your knees towards your chest. You're keeping the knee directly over the hip joint. If you want more, so again, you can do this with the head on the floor and an imprinted lower back. If you want more, you're going to lengthen the leg forward and pull it back over the hip. Lengthen the leg forward, pull it back over the hip. If you want more from here, instead of having your legs in a tabletop, you're going to lengthen the leg directly over the hips up to the ceiling, and you're going to give me a scissor leg. But I am really after beautifully lengthened legs. So if you're going to go for a level 3, really work on that leg length. Keep going. Make sure that there is no tension in the lower back. All of the work sits in your stomach muscles. 4, 3, 2. You've got one more and a 1. Lift those legs back up. Hug your thighs and relax. Good job. Feet back on the floor. 2 pelvic tilts. On the second pelvic tilt, you're going to find neutral. Engage that core. Extend the left leg. Point your toe. Good. We're going to drop the pointy toe down to the floor, and we exhale to lift the flexed foot up. Oh, I'm much tighter on this side. Bring it down and lift it up. And of course, you might feel this in the front of your thigh and hip flexors if you are a little bit weak in those points. Personally, I can't feel that, but I can feel the tightness in my leg. And there is a bit of a shimmer, a little bit of a shake going on right at the top. Breathe out as you lift. You've got 4 more of these. Last one. Good. Band. Grab it. Strap your leg in. If you want, you can cross it once, the band. Gives you a little bit more stability. Pull the elbows into the ground. Make sure the band isn't too tight. And then you want to extend the opposite leg. So the right leg is long. The foot is flexed off your right leg, and the knee pulls into the floor. So you're really anchoring down. We're now going to lift the outside of our left foot up, or lift the little toe up, and then go over the midline. Don't go too fast. And then out to the side, turning the heel up, toe down, groin stretch. We're going again. Over the midline. And out to the side. And keep moving. One more on each side. Bring the leg back to the center. Lengthen your arms and unstrap your leg. Fabulous. Now, what's the time? Okay, so today what we're going to do is we're going to do a stretch into the chest. And right at the end, I'm going to leave you in that position. So we're going to grab our cushion from the sofa and the block. If you have books, pop the books there. And then we're going to lie on that block, and your breastbone, so that flat bone in between your nipples, has to be the highest point. You have to be able to keep your bum on the floor, and then you're going to gently pull the 2 hip bones towards you. Make sure the block is behind your head. That's it. Yeah, all good so far? Beautiful. So we're not going to go into the stretch straight away. We're going to do the 100 to start off with. Because you've got that cushion underneath your rib cage, it will help you a little bit to come higher up. So we're going to interlace our hands behind our head. We're going to lift up a little bit higher than what you're used to. That's it. And then bring the arms forward, chin to chest, and start pulsing in through the nose, out through pursed lips. Good. If you can do more, lift one leg into tabletop, followed by the second leg. And now really focus on pulling the 2 hip bones towards you. in through the nose, out through pursed lips. If you can do more, you're going to lengthen your legs and you can even drop them forward. But make sure that you're never allowing the lower back to increase curvature. Hold it there. Good. You've got 41, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 51, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 61, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 71, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 81, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 91, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 99. 100. Place your legs down and place your head back over the cushion. Now bring the arms up to the ceiling. Give me 2 pelvic tilts, and on the second pelvic tilt, you're going to keep the 2 hip bones pulled towards you and the pelvic floor is lifted. You're going to turn the 2 palms towards one another, and then you're going to open up your fingertips. So you're opening up those arms, spread your fingers, the back of your, so the palm, the back of your hands, not the palm, the back of your hand is on the floor, the palm is facing up. Good, and what I really want you to try to do is find length out of all 10 fingertips. So really spread your wings. Good, and what you should feel is a stretch all the way from the chest into your bicep, into your forearms, and into your fingers. Just hang out in this position for a moment, please. Making sure that the 2 hip bones are pulled towards our rib cage. Bring the arms up again. Good, and now turn the palms towards your thighs. Okay, listen carefully. We're now going to lift the fingertips up to the ceiling. So keep the head on the block. The shoulders should move up and away from the floor. And then draw the shoulders back down again. Do that a few times. So this is called the protraction and the retraction of the shoulder blades. And a lot of us are going through life with those shoulder blades pulling away from our spine. So I want you really to go as deeply into this as you can. So really pull the shoulders back and down. One more time, reach the fingertips up to the ceiling and then pull the shoulders towards the ground. Good. Now you're going to bend the elbows to 90 degrees and try to touch the floor with your elbows. And then lift those fingertips up again. Open up the elbows, bend them to 90 degrees and bring it over to the side. And again, open up. That's it, lovely. One more time, and then we're going to hold it in that position. So widen the elbows, hold. Good, so the elbows are gently touching the floor if you can. The elbows are bent 90 degrees. Fingertips are facing up to the ceiling. We are now going to rotate our arms so that the palms face up to the ceiling and you're in a surrender position. And ideally, the whole forearm is now flat on the floor. Okay, let's do that a few times. So bring the fingertips back up to the ceiling and then rotate the forearms down and feel that stretch. A couple more times. Rotate. Good, and now you're going to hold it with those forearms as close to the floor as you can. Good. The last movement, make sure the core is still engaged. The 2 hip bones are still pulling towards you. You're going to lengthen the arm and just feel the stretch. Try not to touch the floor with your hands and really allow the weight of your arms to pull you into a lovely upper body stretch. Make sure it doesn't take your breath away. Good. And now we're going to lift the arms up and we're back at the beginning. That's it. All right, let's do it 4 times. Lift the fingertips up to the ceiling. Pull the shoulders down to the ground. Widen the elbows until the elbows are touching the floor. The fingertips are reaching up to the ceiling. Rotate so that the back of your hands are as close to the floor as you can. Keep the elbows on the floor if you can. And then extend, lengthen the arms and hold that stretch for a moment. Pull the chin to your chest again, draw the shoulders down your back, make sure the 2 hip bones are pulling towards you, so we're not arching our spine. And pull the arms back to the beginning. Let's go again. Reach up, pull the shoulders down, widen, rotate, extend and hold the stretch. Make sure the back doesn't arch. And back to the beginning. Couple more times. We go up, we go down, we're widening, we are dropping the back of our hands towards the ground, we are extending the arms and we are holding. And we're going to do it one more time from the beginning. Lift, lower, widen, rotate, extend and hold, and lift up. Fabulous. So let me check the time. Oh, it's time for that last stretch. So I'm going to be very calm and quiet and log off. So I'm going to say goodbye to you now with my voice. And I'm going to stay with you for a little bit longer. So for the last 3 or 4 minutes, as long as you can really, you're now going to go back into that stretch we did right at the beginning. So turn the palms so the palms are facing one another. And then lengthen the fingertips out to the side. You don't want the elbows to touch the floor, so you're lengthening through all 10 fingertips. The back of your hands are touching the floor. The 2 hip bones are pulled towards your chest, and you're just relaxing into this stretch. So try to find the stretch from the chest into your bicep, that's the top of your arms, into the lower arms. And now what I would like you to do, so if there is more than one person in the room, try also not to talk to one another. Even if you can, close your eyes, please, and really slow down your breathing. In through the nose and out through pursed lips. And whenever you're breathing out, see if you can sink a little bit deeper into the mat. So it's a stretch into those really important postural areas, that front line. And it's a relaxation, which is great for your brain, great for your mental well-being. So in through the nose and out through pursed lips, and see if you can melt into the ground, into the floor, keeping the length in all 10 fingertips and lightly keeping the core engaged as well. And just be in this position for the next 3 or 4 minutes if you can. So in through the nose, out through pursed lips, and keep breathing deeply.